Okay, a lot to unpack. Not really. um, but just a couple things. First, do you know that I already like recorded my podcast? I went to Duke Gardens and it was so beautiful. Had my nice dress on. Background was pretty, trees, just my type of vibe, right? And recorded it. Of course, I do my podcast. They're not like pre-written, pre-planned. I just go with the flow. Whatever God put in my spirit to talk about, I talk about. And so I talked about perception and stuff like that. Came home and my recording, nothing recorded. Like it was not recording. I did the whole session and nothing recorded. And so I'm like, what? Are you serious right now? Are you kidding me? And so I'm like, you know what? Let me start dinner, put dinner on, and let me go take a shower and stuff. Started dinner, go take a shower, came back while I was in the shower. I'm like, God, it's a reason why you didn't make that session go through. Like, was it not representing something for you? Like, I'm gonna look at my little fat guys. But I'm like, why did that not follow through, right? So I'm like, what is it that you wanted me to talk about? Tell me what it is that you wanted me to talk about. Maybe I didn't talk about what you wanted me to talk about. So while I'm taking my shower, he brings up in my spirit denomination. Like I find myself like having that conversation with him. Like, and so that's what I'm going to talk about right now. But I just wanted to like just share that testimony with you. Look, bright sun outside. It was hot out there. It was very hot out there. I was sweating. I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot, guys. Like, it was very hot. And so he must have this reason why he was like, yeah, let's not post this. So that's okay. It's not a negative to me. It's just a redirection, right? He just redirected me by pausing there and placing me in another space. So I'm grateful. Amen. Thank you for that. You know, I'm always big in seeing the purpose of, or the direction or the point or what is needed in anything that goes wrong. Like, okay, so this didn't happen this way. It must be, what was the reason? Like what were you trying to say to me, God? What are you trying to show me? What are you trying to tell me? I'm always big on that. And if I don't find out what it is, I'm like, okay, eventually you'll show me. And it always works that way for me. Like eventually something happened, I'm like, oh, that's why last week that happened because of this. Yes, I'm big on that. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you before I started talking about what I want to talk about. But before we jump all into it, so this right here is one of the a red wine that I got from Italy. Um, oh my gosh, sorry. It looked like when I was uncorking it, I got some of it in there. So yeah, so this is one of the red wines I got from Italy. I just opened it just now. I plan on eating it with my dinner, pairing it with my snapper and my rice and stuff like that. This is a bitter one. I normally don't like bitter wine. This is not this. I'm not a fan, and so I cannot pronounce this word. But this is it right here. I'm not a fan of it, but I bought this in Italy when I took that trip with my kids. It is very strong. Oh my God, very potent. It's just too bitter for me. I'm gonna slow sip this while we talk. But anyway, also I am I have some more products. Again, I just sold out on my last box. And so now I have two more boxes. So if you are wanting to order, go ahead and comment in here. If you're a first time purchaser, go ahead and comment in here. And I'll write you back through message or however, get your contact details. You can email me as well. My email details is all in here. And so, and my link to my website will be in here too as well in the bio. So go ahead and reach out if you want to purchase. Um, don't hesitate. Go ahead and support. Buy black, buy black. Yeah. So if who those that do not know, let me slow down. I sell whipped body butter and hair butter and soap. I make them myself. They're all natural, no chemicals, no nothing in them. It's a history behind how I came up with this. Um, if you go on my website, you'll see the story behind it. So make sure you go check that out. Those that have been purchasing from me, I am now on Yelp, guys. Okay, so if you want to write a review, go on to Yelp, search up Purely Natural, and you'll see my products there. And go ahead and throw a review. I'll see if I can drop a link in here where you can find it. I'm not sure if I can do that, but if I can, you'll see it. If not, go ahead and search on Yelp. Search a Purely Natural. Um, if it asks for location, it'll be Raleigh, North Carolina, of course. And put a review in, okay? And those that are thinking about purchasing, you're new, go ahead and comment, email me, let me know. I give a little discount off for new customers as well. Okay? So make sure you do that. Sorry, I got distracted just now by something that popped up on my phone. Okay? And so we have two more boxes. Go ahead and put your order in. Okay, pineapple, ooh, our famous cotton candy, Elvire, which is now one of the popular men's scent. I have like couple to bring to this barbershop that supported me. I thank y'all, all the barbers in there that bought like two a piece from me. So I'm gonna drop those batches off in their store. So make sure y'all support. Other thing, there is also a all black beauty supply store. Make sure y'all go ahead and check that out. Okay, I did see that. Like, somebody promoted it. It is out here on Pool Road. It's all black beauty supply store. Make sure y'all go ahead and check that out. You know, now that we're trying to support more, sorry, black purchases. I'm trying to have that little shoe back there. Make sure y'all go ahead and check that out as well. All right, let me get into it. I will repeat this at the end as well for those that did not hear it. But let me get into it. So, so those that don't know, I am baptized. Okay, and when I went to get baptized, I was so big on not being attached to a domination, right? I'm like, I don't want to be titled a Christian. I don't want to be titled a Jehovah's Witness. I don't want to be titled anything. I just want to serve God and follow the direction that He is placing me in, and not someone else's direction that became a denomination. Let me elaborate, okay? This is what came to my spirit because I asked questions and He gave me answers. So, Christianity, Buddhism, Allah, all of those things. And I might hurt some feelings, but it's factual what I'm about to say. Well, to me, it's factual. Just think about what I'm saying. All those things, right, are attached to a person. Buddha was a person. Allah was a person. Even Jesus, when He walked here, this earth, He was a person, right? So all of them had their purpose, okay? And I'm going to tie this to a book, okay, in a second. So all of them had their purpose, right? Their journey that they were supposed to take, and that God placed in their spirit. The creator of all things placed in their spirit, right? And that was their journey to walk. Now they shared that journey with everyone else, just in case it might help another person. But just because that journey is shared, it doesn't mean that it's your journey. And so that's why I'm kind of big on not following a denomination, right? Because God, I said Jah, because I used to be a Rasta, sorry. God may have a journey for you that's not stuck to following a, another person's journey, right? Allah had his journey. He had things he followed and believed. Other people saw, oh my God, look what it did for him. Oh my God, he must have been a prophet or whatever, right? And then these people followed it, right? But you might be following that journey, but there's parts of that journey that might attach to Christianity. There's parts of that journey that might attach to Buddhism. There's parts of that journey that might attach to other things. Because in the end of the day, they're all saying the same thing. So my thing is, let God show you your journey. Ask him. Talk to him. What direction is it you want me to go? Just do what is right, what is righteous, and what is in his likeness. Because we are all created in his image. I'll give you an example. So I read a book. The book is called The Alchemist. I don't know if anybody else read that book. In reading that book, it tells you about this little boy that was searching for an alchemist. And that was his journey. He was trying to find his purpose. And so in searching for his purpose, right, he's now following to search for this alchemist to find his purpose, right, and what he's here for. Stay with me. Now, we all have a purpose. But at times, we're so busy trying to search for the other person, what their purpose was, what worked for them, we forget that our purpose is not the same. We might even walk past our own purpose. Walk to a different direction than our purpose. And even though God is redirecting us back to our purpose, because we're so focused on this journey, we miss the purpose. So we start over again. Just like things happen in your life and it's like, oh man, I'm gotta go through this again. Because you missed the purpose the first time. Right? So I bring up the book The Alchemist because he journeyed all through the desert to find this alchemist. Because he wanted to know his purpose, or he thought that was his purpose. But the whole time during the journey, he was being shown his purpose the whole time. But he was so distracted on it through his search, he missed his purpose. So I say that to say sometimes we're so busy searching to find or taking this journey of something else that we miss the purpose that God had for us. I truly believe that God never intended us to have denomination to separate us. Right? I truly believe that religion was not his thing of being like, yeah, you go believe that, you go believe that, you go believe that. I don't think that was his purpose. Because it all aligned the same, right? But I think your only purpose is to serve him. And in the midst of serving him, he will show you what he wants you to do. What's your purpose for him? What's your purpose in life? Your purpose in life is to serve him. But what he has for you may not, what he had for someone else might not be the same of what he has for you. And so that's why I don't believe in following denomination. I don't title myself anything. I just title myself a child of God that loves him, follow him, and can testify on the things he's done in my life. Like literally, things physically I can see. But you first, sorry, I'm trying to make sure my mic isn't falling over or something. But you first have to get yourself to a mind state, renew your mind, and that's so real. That's so real, guys. Trust me, like I renewed my mind, and I can tell you, I remember where I came from, where I am now, the mistakes I made, the direction I am now, the changes in my life, the things that I've accomplished. Like I can speak on them. And people look at my life, and this is something I spoke about in the podcast about perception. People look, watch videos, look at my TikTok, look at different things in my life. Oh, you look high maintenance. Oh, you look like you have it. I have it in the spirit of God. I have it in the Savior that gives me everything. I only need but to ask. His words tell you that. The Bible speaks it. He tells you, right? And you only need but to talk to him. Even when you're confused, you only need but to talk to him. Even when you're feeling angry, you only need but to talk to him. And I'm going to touch on emotions in a second. I want to touch on that in a second. So let me close up on denomination. So what I'm saying is, it's okay you want to choose to be in a denomination, but don't let that denomination get you lost in your purpose of what God has for you. That denomination is a group factor. It's not a you factor. So I wanted to touch a little bit on that because he placed that in my spirit to say. And I know that some people may not like it. That's fine. You are entitled to your own opinion which I'm stating my opinion. And so I feel like focus on serving God. Focus on serving the person you're serving, which is God for me, the creator, period. There's only one creator of all things. Only one created everything. So if you have another God or you have somebody else you believe in, somebody created that person. So there's only one true creator. And that's who I focus on serving. Doing right, living righteous. You know, all of it says the same thing. Just that as it goes around, people add their own things to it. Even the Bible. People might get touchy about that. But it comes off contradicting in some places, right? You might be like, what? But it says this. Why would God allow that? Right? It gives you confusion. Because at the end of the day, the Bible was interpreted. It wasn't written in English, the original Bible. Someone had to interpret it. And in the midst of interpreting it, they chose what to alter for their own good. And other parts they didn't alter. So then it comes off contradicting because parts of it was altered. And that's a fact. Because if I'm not Chinese and something is written in Chinese, I have to go to another person to interpret that to me. And they might interpret it in their way to make me do whatever it is they want. Okay? I'm not saying the whole thing is like that, but there's parts in the Bible that you're like, huh? Right? And so you have to read for your own understanding. So sometimes someone else is telling you something else you don't understand or you're confused. Don't just take it. Go search. The Bible tells you to search, and that's why he tells you to search. Because people are humans, and we are all humans, and there are people that's not good of heart, and there's people that's good of heart. They existed from back then, from the time that he created us. There was good and bad, right? After Eve ate the apple, sin took the world, and then there was good and bad. So it existed from then. So make sure you gain your own understanding before you take the perception of another person's walk and journey. And that all has to do with denomination. So I wanted to touch on that too. Okay. Okay. So the next thing I said I wanted to touch on was, darn, I forgot already. Dang, and it was such a touchy topic for me too. I said denomination, and then I said, oh my gosh, I forgot already. It's okay, God. You must have took it from my spirit for a reason. Um, but yes, be mindful of your purpose, right? And ask God for your purpose and for your journey and to give you understanding. And oh, emotions. Thank you. I knew you would bring it back to me. Emotions. Okay, so I want to talk a little about emotions because I heard somebody say something and I think this is very interested and should be addressed. Okay. So I heard somebody come on there. They're like, yes, if you are carrying jealousy and you're carrying that, that's the spirit of the devil. Cast it out. Oh, let me explain something to you. Make sure you're reading the Bible. Make sure you're remembering what he said. I am a jealous God. I am a wrathful God. We are made in his image. Let me say that again. In the Bible, he says, I am a jealous God. Don't serve no other God other than me. I am a wrathful God, he also says. He also says that we are made in his image. So you're going to have emotions that's jealousy. You're going to have emotions of anger. Those emotions are not of the devil. They're emotions that you carry because God carried those emotions as well. It doesn't mean that he did horrible things from them. That's the mistake that we get with. Right? When he first washed the earth with water, right? He did it because he was angry. And he says that in the scripture. He said, he did it from anger. And he said, I will not destroy the earth again through water. He got angry and he did that. He said that. Right? So it's not that your emotions are wrong to feel them. It's how you handle them. They didn't come from nowhere. We're created from his image. Those emotions didn't come from, the devil. The devil just uses the emotions to make you do wrong things. And then that's when you're allowing him to play into your emotions. Let me explain that again for those in the back that don't understand. So I'm not saying doing wrong things in those emotions is not of the devil or of wrong or not right. What I'm saying is we all have those emotions because we were built in his image. The issue is how we handle those emotions when we have them. When Jesus was walking the earth and it was getting close for him to go on the cross, he got scared. He asked God to take it away, take that cup away from him, take this cup away from me, because he got scared of death. We all carry these emotions, but it's how you handle the emotions you carry. Because the devil used those emotions that we have, that God has already mastered, and Jesus had already mastered how to handle, and he walked this earth to show us how to handle those emotions when they come up. Prime example. When Jesus was walking with his disciples and the soldiers came and said, carry my bag, carry my stuff. And they were like, Jesus, don't let him do that. You're not going to do something. And Jesus said, if they ask you to carry it 1 mile, carry it 3, carry it 4. Yes, he knew what the person was doing was wrong. It doesn't mean that he didn't have emotion, but how did he handle that emotion? Did he let the whispers that the devil was whispering in the other person's ear come on to him and affect his emotion? Other example, he was in the desert, 40 days, 40 nights. Satan came upon him and said, if you are the son of God, you can jump off of here, right? Because at that time, God was having emotions. He was getting weary. That was all emotional feeling he was starting to feel. The devil came up and tried to play on those emotions to make him have sinful reactions. So it's not that those emotions are of the devil. It's what you do with the emotions when the devil play on those emotions, what makes it sinful. So I just want to say, don't tell people that it's they should never feel these feelings when God himself had those feelings. It's what you do with those feelings. It's what you do with those emotions. It's how you handle them. It's like us having a disagreement on something. That's fine. But we don't have to compromise respect for each other. We don't have to compromise and have hate for each other because you don't agree with what I said. Or I don't agree with what you said. That doesn't make you a horrible person. It doesn't make me a horrible person. We're just humans trying to search and find him and find our purpose and find our way through life. And that's okay. We're all in search of our purpose. We're all in search of what we're looking for, our meaning. But in doing so, let's not try to judge each other. Because that in itself is a sin, right? The only judge is God. And even though he judges us in our wrong, it doesn't mean that if you do something wrong, you can't go back to him and say, God, please forgive me. I have sinned. I didn't know any better. Because we're all learning. We all reach places at different times. I love giving analogies, so let me give another one. Ugh, this wine is bitter, but I'm going to drink it because I paid for it. So let me give you another analogy. You and I are walking to the store. You go this way, I go that way. You might get to the store before me, but while you're walking to the store, you stumbled into a homeless man. You stumbled over a rock, got up, cleaned up yourself. You stumble, you walk straight, then somebody gave you money. And by the time you got to the store, you were happy, right? I may take the different direction, and as soon as I started walking, somebody came up to me, gave me money, gave me a ride to the store. But when I got to the store, I lost the money and stumbled over the rock, bumped my toe. You're in a happy mood, I'm in a bad mood. Right? But we both have different stories and our journeys was different. But we both are walking to the same store. Right? But we both encountered different journeys on our way to the store. But when we get there, we can share our journeys of how we got to the store. I hope that makes sense. It goes back to what I'm saying. We all have different purpose. We all have different journeys that we're taking in life. We might not go in the same direction, but find yours. Ask him what's yours. Because on the way of that journey, if you're taking that journey by yourself without him, you're going to make fleshly decisions. And it's easier for the devil to play with that because you're navigating off of flesh and not spirit. I said this to somebody last night, actually. We were talking about something and I said, I don't understand why people get mad over color, and I don't like black people. I don't like white people. I don't like Indians. I don't like Chinese. Chinese people saying the blacks are this and the blacks are saying Chinese are this. Yes, a person's behavior might be disliked. But don't associate it with their outside exterior. Because their outside exterior don't speak for all the others with the same outside exterior. Because if you go to a coffin and you dig a coffin up of a black person, a coffin up of a white person, a coffin up of a Spanish, Indian, coolie, whatever, it's still going to be bones. You won't even be able to recognize who was black, who was white without doing DNA structure and checking things, or looking at the shape of the bone or the structure of the bone to say, okay, this bone structure looks like it might be a black person. This bone structure, the bones, which is what you don't see, because when you're looking at the skin, you're looking at the outside, right? So at the end of the day, we're all just humans, and our emotions make us do things based if you know how to control them, based if you're letting your flesh control your emotions, or based if you're letting your spirit control your emotions. Because your spirit is the internal, and that's what's going to be left when your external goes away, which is your flesh. So I just want to share that while people are going around hating each other and being mad at each other because this person did something and they were that color. Yeah, it might seem like a thing that happens all the time, right? Like you'll say, okay, all black people like chicken. I don't even eat chicken no more. All black people like this. All white people something. I'm not gonna say what came to my thoughts, but you know, but just remember that that was some people reaction based off their emotion. They let the devil navigate that emotion and turn it into a situation. So then the devil said, okay, this works here, let me make somebody else do it. Let me now navigate somebody else to do it. So now it becomes like a habit. Now it becomes like, okay, this is something that always occur in this race. Now you have a stereotype. But at the end of the day, we all turn into bones. And the flesh that we are looking at disappears. So what are you really fighting against? You're fighting against that spirit that's within that person. Because the spirit they didn't allow their spirit to be stronger than their flesh. And the devil played with their emotions because it's a fleshly thing. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. That your emotions navigate your decisions. Your emotions navigate a lot of things you do. Like pretty much majority of your life, unless you learn to control them. Unless you learn to let your spirit and the word and the things that you know is of God and what you're following control your emotions, and not your emotions control your spirit. So I wanted to touch a little bit on that. And I realized that now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, this is why my other recording didn't go through. Because this conversation has more meaning than the one I was posting. It was kind of quick. I was hot. I was speaking Russian, and I was speaking based off my emotion. I was hot. I was aggravated from the sun. Sweat was running down my neck. I mean, I was just like, oh, I'm going to move from over here. I'm going to go over here. And so I wasn't consciously delivering a soundful message. So God said, no, we're not going to send this message. We're going to sit with ourselves. And you're going to let the spirit lead you and not your flesh. Because in this message, your flesh was leading you. And I'm thankful for that. One thing I can say is I'm happy for my journey. I'm happy for the mistakes I've made. I'm happy for the lessons because I learned from them. And they made me who I am now. And so don't be mad at your journey. Be grateful. Because they are lessons to grow you into who you are. They're a part of you. And if something bad happened, a lesson happened, don't carry that lesson. Just remember it and learn from it and grow. The issue is a lot of us go through lessons and we carry it on our back. and it makes us bitter because now we're like angry from that lesson. And so now we're angry at everybody. Oh, this man cheated on me, so now all men are this. No, just take it as a lesson. Own your part. That's the part that's so horrible. Accountability. Nobody wants to take it. I spoke about that in my last podcast. But I'm not going to keep you guys too long. Okay, so I'm going to be quick. I had to turn the light on because it was getting dark. But really quickly, just want to say, yeah, so I'm sorry, I had to stop the video real quick. So yes, so yeah, just be mindful of your emotions, okay? I'm gonna let y'all go now. Don't forget to stay grounded and like, follow, subscribe, share with your mama, your brother, your sister, your cousin, everybody. It's free to share, guys, so just share, okay? And those that want to get some shea butter, go ahead and hit me up. Put your order in for your product, okay? Definitely will be looking out for those orders. I have, as I said, 2 more boxes. So if you want one, just go ahead and put your order in, okay? Link to that will be in my bio as well. Okay, so support, buy black, support. Okay, and don't forget to stay grounded. And as I said in the beginning, there is a black-owned beauty supply store. It is on Pool Road out here in Raleigh, North Carolina. So make sure you go ahead and hit them up too. I'm so happy about that. Good to see that finally we're more pushing ourselves further. Okay, so go ahead and support that as well. And again, as always, stay grounded, guys. I love y'all.